Okay, we're going to look at completing the square. Now, completing the square is something that comes up in National 5, but we're going to take it a step further with higher. Now for National 5, just to give you a quick overview, let's say we had x squared plus 8x plus 11. So completing the square is you half the 8 down to 4, create a square bracket. 4 squared is 16, you need to get rid of that, and then add on 11. So that's then x plus 4 all squared minus 5. So the routine is you half 8 down to 4, 4 squared is 16, get rid of 16, and then you need to include the plus 11 at the end. Minus 16 plus 11 is minus 5. Okay, what about x squared minus 10x minus 13? We'll half the minus 10 down to minus 5. 4 squared is 16, you get rid of it. Well, minus 5 squared is 25, you still get rid of it, and you still need to take away 13, so that's x minus 5 all squared minus 38. So let's just look at the routine twice. Half the 8 down to 4, 4 squared is 16, get rid of 16, put on the plus 11. Half the minus 10 down to minus 5, minus 5 squared is 25, you get rid of it, and then you still need to include the minus 13. Let's just do one more. X squared plus 16x plus 31. Half the 16 down to an 8, create a square bracket. 8 squared is 64, get rid of it, and I still need to add on 31, gives me a final answer of x plus 8 all squared minus 33. Okay, let's look at some examples with higher though. Okay, so example 1. Example 1, 2x squared plus 8x plus 5. Now, this is a higher example because it's a non-unitary x squared coefficient. So unitary x squared just means it starts with 1x squared. You can see that this one is non-unitary, it starts with a 2. Now, there's just a very mechanical procedure with this one that we go through. Now, the first thing that you do is you take a numerical common factor. Now, not the highest common factor. The highest common factor there would be to take numbers and letters together. But just take a numerical common factor from the first two terms. So what we do is we kind of leave the third term b at the moment. So you take a numerical, not algebraic, just numerical, just a number, common factor from the first two terms. Now that would obviously be from 2 and 8, you would take 2. And 2 times what gives you 2x squared, that's x squared. 2 times what gives you 8x, that would be 4x. Close the bracket, and I'm going to put my plus 5 at the end. Okay, and let's just make sure I get that right. 2 times 8x is 4x. Okay. Now your next move is then to complete the square here. So if you complete the square here, you half the 4 down to 2 and create a square bracket, and you'll still get the 2 at the front. So at that point it would be 2 squared is 4, and I get rid of it, except it wouldn't be, because what I've forgotten there is to include the 2 at the front. So actually it would be 2 squared is 4, and then 4 times 2 is 8, so I need to get rid of 8, and then put the plus 5 on at the end, which will give me 2 bracket x plus 2 all squared, minus 8 plus 5 is minus 3, and that would be the final answer. Let me just go over that one again. Okay, first move, underline the first two terms. Take out a numerical common factor only. No letters, just numbers. Take out a common factor from 2 and 8, that's 2. 2 times what gives me 2x squared, that's x squared. 2 times what gives me 8x, that's 4x. Close the bracket, put in my plus 5. Then I complete the square. So how do you get x squared plus 4x? That will come from the x plus 2 all squared bracket. Half the 4 down to 2, create a square bracket. And then it's 2 squared is 4, times it by 2 is 8, get rid of 8, and I still need to add on the 5. Tidy up the bit at the back end, and there is the final answer. Let's try example 2. Example 2. Let's go for 3x squared plus 12x minus 1. Okay, first move, to take out a numerical common factor, 3 bracket x squared plus 4x, close the bracket, minus 1. That bit's dead easy, alright, so I just take 3 from 3 and 12. 3 times what gives you 3x squared, x squared. 3 times what gives you 12x, 4x, close the bracket, and take away 1. Okay. Let's just follow that routine again. You half the 4x down to 2 to get a square bracket. You half the 4x down to 2 and you create a square bracket. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. I need to get rid of 12, and I still need to put on my minus 1 at the end. 3 bracket x plus 2 all squared minus 13. Let's take down example 3. Example 3, we've got 4x squared minus 16x minus 5. Okay, so first move, take out the numerical common factor of 4. 4 times what gives me 4x squared, x squared. 4 times what gives me 16x, that's 4x, close the bracket, minus 5. Half the minus 4 down to a minus 2 and create a square bracket, there's still a 4 at the front. Okay, minus 2 squared is 4, and 4 times 4 is 16. Get rid of the 16, and I still need to take away 5. Final answer, 4 bracket x minus 2 all squared minus 21. Example 4. Okay, let's go for 5x squared minus 20x minus 7. Okay, take out the common factor of 5, bracket x squared minus 4x minus 7. Half the minus 4 down to a minus 2, create a square bracket, there's a 5 at the front. Minus 2 squared is 4, 4 times 5 is 20, get rid of 20, still need to take away 7. That will be 5 bracket x minus 2 all squared minus 27, example 5. Okay, example 5, 3x squared plus 9x plus 2. Okay, take out the common factor of 3, 3 bracket x squared plus 3x, close the bracket, plus 2. Okay, now this one is just very slightly trickier. Now you'll notice every time that I've halved this number down, I've halved it down to get another whole number. But if you think about it, if you half 3 down, well, half of 3 is 1.5. But the way we're going to think about it though, is we're going to think about it as a fraction, and half of 3 then would be 3 over 2. Okay, then let's just take our time with it. So what we need to do now is square that and then multiply by 3. Well, if you think about 3 over 2 squared, you square top and bottom, which is 3 squared is 9, 2 squared is 4, 9 quarters. I've got 9 quarters, and then I need to multiply that by 3, so that's 27 quarters. So I need to get rid of that 27 quarters, and I still need to add on 2. Now what I want to do now is get a common denominator. So the common denominator is quarters. So I've got 2 pizzas, change it into quarters, and that is 8 quarters. Final answer then will be 3 bracket x plus 3 over 2 all squared. And then I've got minus 27 quarters plus 8 quarters is minus 19 quarters. Let's just talk through that one again. Okay, take out the numerical common factor of 3. 3 times what gives you 3x squared, x squared. 3 times what gives you 9x, 3x, close the bracket, plus 2. Then get the squared bracket and go half the 3 down to 1.5, but when you write 1.5 as a fraction, 3 over 2. It's then 3 over 2 squared, and then whatever that is, times it with 3. Well, 3 over 2 squared is 3 squared is 9, 2 squared is 4, 9 quarters. I've then got 9 quarters multiplied by 3. 3 lots of 9 quarters is 27 quarters. So I need to get rid of that, and then add on 2 pizzas. 2 pizzas, change it into 8 quarters, so that I've got a common denominator. Minus 27 plus 8 is minus 19. And that will be my final answer. Let's try example 6. Okay, example 6. 5x squared minus 15x minus 4. Take out my numerical common factor 5. 5 bracket x squared minus 3x, close the bracket, minus 4. Okay, half the minus 3 down to minus 3 over 2 squared. Okay, you square a negative, you get a positive. Okay, so minus 3 over 2 all squared. Okay, square the negative, you get a positive. Square 3, you get 9. Square 2, you get 4, 9 quarters. I've then got 9 quarters multiplied by 5, which is, well, 5 lots of 9 things. 5 lots of 9 quarters, that's 45 quarters, so I need to take away 45 over 4. And then I need to take away another 4 pizzas, but I'm going to slice that into quarters, and that will be 16 quarters. That will then give me 5 bracket x minus 3 over 2 all squared minus, to your time, 61 quarters. Okay, example 7. Let's go with this one then. 6x squared plus 30x minus 9. In fact, let's make that minus 7. Okay. Take out my numerical common factor, going 6 bracket x squared plus 5x, close the bracket, minus 7. Half the 5 down to 2.5, but I'm going to write that as a fraction, 5 over 2, 6 at the front, square bracket. Okay, so 5 over 2 squared, square top and bottom, that will be 25 quarters. 25 quarters times 6, so 6 lots of 25. Go to the side if you need it, that'll give you 150. So let's go over that again, 5 over 2 squared. Square 5 you get 25, square 2 you get 4, so that's 25 quarters. 25 quarters times 6 is 150 quarters. And then I'm going to take away 7 pizzas, but change that into quarters, and that will be minus 28 over 4, minus 28 quarters. So 7 pizzas, how many quarters we get? We'll just times the thing before to get 28. Okay, 6 bracket x plus 5 over 2, all squared, minus 178 over 4. The key thing at the very end is going to simplify that fraction. 178 over 4, we can divide top and bottom by 2. And that will give me 89 halves. So that's now 6 bracket x plus 5 over 2 all squared minus 89 over 2 final answer. Okay, let's try one more example 8. Okay, so example 8, ax squared minus 24x plus 5. Take out my numerical common factor, 8 bracket x squared minus 3x, close the bracket, plus 5. Let's get the square bracket and go half the minus 3 down to a minus 3 over 2, create the square bracket. You square a negative, you get a positive, so we'll still need to get rid of it. And square top and bottom, that'll be 9 quarters. 9 quarters times 8, 8 lots of 9 quarters, 8 lots of 9 things, it's 72 things, so it's 72 quarters. Plus 5 pizzas, change it into quarters, 20 quarters. 8 bracket x minus 3 over 2 all squared. Minus 72 plus 20 is minus 52 over 4. Now at that point, it could be tempting to think about simplifying that. I'll just leave it be, but if you think about it, 52 over 4, have a close think about that one. That's a whole number. Because 52 divided by 4 is 13. Final answer, 8 bracket x minus 3 over 2 all squared minus 13. Okay, so for tomorrow then, try these ones. That will be the first type where you won't have fractions involved, but then you'll get fractions involved with these ones. We'll pick that up tomorrow.